My fiance tried to break up with me on the day I got fired, feeling lost after 10 years together. Hey everyone, I really need some outside perspective on my relationship. My fiance, 31M, and I, 30F, have been together for 10 years, engaged for 4. Recently, he tried to break up with me on the same day I lost my job, and I don't know how to process everything. The day I got fired, he texted me and asked if I was joking. When he came home, he didn't say anything to me until I tried to reassure him that I would try to find another job quickly and that we had savings to fall back on for situations like this. That's when he blew up at me and said he doesn't know if he can deal with me not having a job again and him doing everything. He said he's felt lost for a while and thought me getting a full-time job and keeping it would make him happy, but it didn't. He told me he feels like he has no identity because after college, we immediately moved in together, and his entire 20s have been us. The frustrating part is that during the time I had that job, one of the best jobs I've ever had, dream job worthy, he never once indicated to me that he was unhappy or communicated that he was feeling this way. I thought we were on the same page with what we wanted for our future and our lives together. But now, for the past 3 weeks, it feels like he's given up and doesn't even care to try. His excuse is that he's emotionally exhausted. But what about me? I'm exhausted too, and I've been carrying a lot of the emotional and practical weight for so long. He struggles with organization and forgets even the simplest things but refuses to seek medication or strategies that could help. He claims childhood trauma from a misdiagnosed medication he was prescribed that changed how he acted and he's scared to be medicated again. I've told him and stressed that he was put on the wrong medication as a prepubescent kid and now he's an adult and can be medicated properly so he can handle everyday tasks and anxiety. I have had issues in the past keeping jobs, and while yes, he has covered the bills during those times, he talks and acts like he's been my caretaker for the past 10 years and that I've done nothing with my life. It's frustrating because I have contributed in many ways, and I don't feel like that narrative is fair to me. What makes it even more frustrating is that I am the one who actually handles all of our bills, what gets paid and when. He doesn't even know when his own phone bill is due unless I tell him. I've tried to get him to create reminders or use a notebook to keep track of important dates, but he either gives up on it or never follows through. I even offered to set up a calendar on his phone to help him remember things, and he has yet to take me up on that. This lack of initiative extends into our home life too. I feel like I shouldn't have to remind him to do basic things like cleaning the toilet or even giving the cats fresh water. His excuse is always, I just don't notice the things you do. So, I tried to compromise by making a cleaning schedule. That lasted a short while before we both stopped following it, and eventually, I just reverted back to doing all the cleaning myself, unless I specifically ask him to do something. We had talked about moving to a new state, only a few hours away. We both agreed it would be a fresh start for our adult lives. We vacationed there multiple times for birthdays and anniversaries. We both fell in love with the area and the people. He was even looking into going to school there to become a pilot, something he's always wanted to do. Now he says that me focusing on moving is going too fast for him, even though this was something we both planned and dreamed about together. We also live in one of the worst cities in our state. It's a major tourist city with an obscene amount of crime, and we're both miserable here. There's not much to do unless you want to spend a ton of money or deal with massive crowds. We've both talked about how unhappy we are in this environment, so it's confusing that now he's suddenly hesitant about leaving. To add to everything, I recently got an interview for something I've always wanted to do at a really good college in the area, and when I called to tell him, his response was just, "That's cool." He didn't even ask about how great a fit I'd be for the position or acknowledge how much I've enjoyed doing that work in the past. I told him it upset me that he didn't seem enthusiastic or remotely happy for me. His response was, "Sorry, I don't know what you want from me, but I am happy that you got an interview." I felt like he didn't even care. Since the breakup attempt, he apologized and said he wants to try to make things work, but he said I need to be more intimate with him and ask how he's doing more often. I told him I was sorry that he felt neglected and that I'd been so focused on keeping my job and saving money to move that I unintentionally ignored him. But now I feel like it's not just me who needs to put in the effort. After 10 years together, I feel like I should be able to count on him, but instead, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, trying to be what he needs while getting very little back. I don't know if this relationship is salvageable or if I'm just clinging to something that's already slipping away. I love him, and I want to stay together, but I'm lost on how to fix this.